What's up, bossy babes? It's your girl, Boss Lady. I am here today to talk to you about this movie that I have been hearing a lot about on Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff. I'm also eating my lunch on my lunch break. My husband cooked some salmon last night, and we got some rice from Takara's. So while I eat, I'm gonna be telling y'all about this movie. The movie that I'm talking about is called Cuties. It's another name, a French word, Mignonnes or something like that. I can't really. It's another name on Netflix. When I searched it, I searched Cuties and it came up. But now when I search it, it's Cuties. It's not coming up as Cuties. So, first of all, the movie trash. I say that because to me, I feel like it's exploiting children. The movie the concept. I like the movie. It has its good and bad reviews for me. I think the message that they were trying to portray in the movie, they didn't execute it correctly. Basically, the movie is based in Paris, from what I read, and it's like 4 young girls. I'm gonna say they're about the age of 11, and of course, there's some black girls, 2 black girls, a white girl. It's okay. It's 5 girls total. 2 black girls, 2 white girls, and a Hispanic girl. They're 11 years old. The black girl, which is the main character, her name is Ami or Omni or something like that. She's the main character, and basically she's just going through a lot of stuff with her family. Her dad is getting married, because I think they're from like Africa or something like that. But they're getting remarried. So basically, like I was saying, what I mean by remarried is he's taking on another wife. Her Omni's mom and dad, they're married. She has like 2 siblings or whatever the case may be. The dad is taking on another wife. Basically, they're moving into their house. All of them will be living together. And I think that that's taking a toll on Omni, which is why she's acting out throughout the movie. Excuse me. But basically, the movie, I think, like I say, what they're trying to portray in the movie, or what they're trying to get the viewers to understand, they didn't execute it correctly. And what I mean by that is, I really feel like this whole movie was degrading and very sexual. For them to be using those kids at 11 years old, and I feel like, it puts them in danger, because I mean, you really do have some that are out there that are probably looking at this movie in other ways than they should be. So if y'all haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert, I'm about to tell you some parts in it or whatever. So if you haven't seen the movie, you don't even have to watch it, because it's really not even, I wouldn't even give them the clicks, to the likes, the views, or any of that, because it's so wrong. But anyway, so the girl Omni, she is at this school or whatever, and she sees this girl that I guess lives in her apartment complex, or in her apartment building, and she's like fascinated by her dancing. And so she like stares at her, and then she finds all of them. So it's like a group that they're trying, the group is called Cuties of this little middle school. And basically they're popular, Omni isn't, and that's basically her way of becoming popular. So she wanted to join this team. She wanted to join the dance team. However, she was weird. She was fascinated by it, so she would follow them and stare at them, and things like that. They finally became her friend and let her record them dancing. She ended up stealing, I guess, I don't know who this guy was. I want to say it was her father, but then I don't want to say it was her father because they never really showed the father or the wife. But I don't know. She stole this guy's phone, and basically she used his phone for social media. She wanted to be able to put things up on social media. She wanted to be able to follow the other girls that were in the dance group so that she can keep up with them. She ended up practicing all the moves and things like that to prove to them that she could do it. So she ended up getting on the dance team. Really, the Hispanic girl, she was in the dance thing, but she really couldn't dance that well. She was plus size, but she was liking this guy and wanted to talk to him on the phone over like Skype or something like that. But she was saying, my camera is broke, and the guy was much older than them. So she ended up calling him and handed the computer over to her other friend girl. And it made the other girl mad because she was like, why would you put me on the phone? So they got into a fight, blase, blase. That's when Omni was able to get in the dance group because they kicked out the Hispanic girl. So, basically, Omni her mom was kind of upset, depressed because her dad was taking on a new wife, but she didn't want to bring it in on her daughter or, the family. She was just trying to suck it up, and basically it is what it is. So the daughter Omni knew that it was bothering her mom and it was bothering her too. But the grandma, and I assume it's the grandma because the mom kept saying auntie, but I really believe it was supposed to be the grandma or whatever. I don't know. But that's what she did. She was older, so she was used to being married at a young age and having several different husbands, or her husband having several different wives, and it's a lot, y'all. And I know I sound like I'm rambling, but the movie is a lot. It's a lot. So, let's see. So Omni was mad about that. Her grandma or auntie, whatever she is, she was trying to teach her responsibilities as a woman. Because she was saying, when you get older, these are the type of things you're going to have to do and all of that. So they were getting ready to prepare for her father's wedding. And so the grandma was showing her how to carry food or stuff on her head, and Omni just dropped it and ran off because she was late for the rehearsal. And not the rehearsal, for the audition. So she didn't make the audition, but she saw them in the window. And what was disturbing to me is the three girls had on like these short skirts. They were twerking, they were popping, just very provocative. And the judges were older, like they were grown people, like a man and a woman. They were grown, and it was like there was nothing wrong with it. And of course, that is something very wrong with that picture. So, basically, they kind of left her alone because they felt like Omni left them out to dry because she didn't come to the audition. But she couldn't come to the audition because she was, helping her grandma, auntie, whatever. And so they ended up forgiving her. She was back on the team, all that stuff. And they ended up they were going to like this laser tag, and they snuck in. So when they snuck in, they ended up, one of the workers caught them and found them and was like, give me your parents' number and I'll call them because y'all not supposed to be here. You guys didn't pay, so you're not supposed to be in here, which is point blank, that's how I go. So they were like, we didn't know, y'all should have had the doors locked, we coming in. We didn't know that it was closed, or we didn't know we had to pay because the door was wide open, all that stuff. So one of the girls was trying to run out, and the guy was like, no, you guys got to come back. And so she was like, "You're groping me, you're touching on me, you and all of that stuff, just going back and forth, back and forth." And so another worker came in and he was like, "What's going on here? What's going on here?" And the other guy was like, "Well, they snuck in, they're trying to come in and they're not supposed to be in here." So the guy was like, "Well, we'll just let the police handle it." So the girl was like, "Well, no, we can't, because they started screaming. And they was like, "We won, we made the audition," or whatever. So the guys was like, "Yeah, y'all gotta go." And he was like, "We'll just call the police." So they was like, "No, sir, don't call the police, because if you call the police, we won't be able to participate in the contest." So Omni was like, "We're dancers, we dance. And so she was like, "See, look." So she started dancing like provocatively, like popping and twerking and all of that stuff. She was just doing the most. And the guy who came in, the second guy that came in, was looking at her up and down like he enjoyed it. And I mean, you could clearly see that these are kids, that these are 11-year-olds, and he looking like, like, okay, that looks good. And that right there almost made me want to turn it off. But I had to continue to watch, because I'm like, what are they getting at? And when I tell you the movie was all over the place, it was all over the place. So anyway, that ended up getting them off the hook. They left out, and the first guy looked at him and was like, "Really? Like, really, you just did that?" And it puzzled me, because it was like the kids were calling the first guy all these bad names when the second guy was the one that was looking at him in lust. And so that was really crazy. So after that scene, they were so happy. They were running out. They ran out of the laser tag thing. And they ended up going on these stairs, and they started doing a video of them dancing. But y'all, the video that they did was so, it was a bit too much for kids. Like, they were all of this and I mean twerking, and whoever was filming, like, I don't see how they weren't uncomfortable. I mean, because whoever was filming, they were filming the camera. They had the camera in all types of angles, y'all. Not just on their face, on their behind, every area. And the Omni, when she stole the phone, she was basically finding all these older dance groups and the things that they were doing. She was trying to teach them. So they end up going to the competition. And after they kind of fell out with Omni, they ended up bringing in the Hispanic girl back. But Omni was so upset, she ended up, during the competition, she ended up making it to the competition in time, pushed the Hispanic girl in the water, and ran to the competition. They was like, you're not supposed to be dancing, blase, blase, but the other girl never arrived, so they had to use her. Before that, what made them kick her out of the group again was because she ended up, the phone that she found, the guy that she got the phone from, he saw her with it. So she was like, "No, I need the phone. He was like, "No, you got to give me my phone back." So she took the phone, went in the bathroom, took a picture of her vajayjay, and put it on her social media. So when she came back to school, she had on this little crop top and this little skirt. And the guy, hit her on her butt, and she was mad. But he was like, you showing all this off anyway. So, what you mad about? So they got into it because of that. Her cycle ended up coming on in the movie somewhere. And her grandma, auntie, whatever that is to her, saw it. And basically, I didn't like this part. She was telling her, you're a woman now. At your age, I was getting ready to be married, and mine came on, and basically her husband showed the family, like showed all the men or whatever in the family. And she was like, "One day I hope that you will have that destiny," or something. And I'm just like, I guess that's their culture or whatever. But that right there was just like, I was like, what? Like, what type of message are you trying to portray? And like, what are you saying to her? I didn't get that part. The mama was upset with her. When she found out that they got the fight at school with the little boy, the mama, was upset, and she was like, I'll kill you, all this stuff. So they started throwing like holy water on her. And this part right here, y'all, I didn't get this part either. They started throwing the holy water on her. The mom and the grandma, they started throwing the water on her. And y'all, if y'all ever seen like people shouting in church, this is what Omni was doing. But instead of her shouting, she was like dancing, like a baby stripper. She was dancing, y'all, twerking, all on the floor, grinding, y'all. It was like over the top. And I was like, what the heck? What the world? So they even called in like a pastor to pray for her and stuff. And the pastor was like, there's no demon in her or whatever. She's fine. And he was telling the mom, if you want to get out of this marriage, you can, just because you don't have to accept that your husband is taking on a new wife, and basically that was her problem. The wife, the mom was just going through a lot of stuff with that, and basically she was like neglecting the kids, I feel. But she, realized that her mom was telling her to do this, to do that, but really her daughter needed her. So the mom was like, she was telling her mom or auntie, whatever it is to her, just leave her alone. She got some stuff going on, leave her alone. Because basically she was going through the stuff too. That was her dad, and he had been there. He taking on a new wife, and it was just a whole lot of stuff. And y'all, the movie is just, it throws you all over the place, like everywhere. And for me, actually reading it, reading up on the movie and just watching the movie, I think what the director was trying to portray is that puberty is one of those weird things in life. It happens, and you don't really know what's what. You don't know. You're growing up, you want to be accepted, you want to be all of that. And now these young girls, 11 years old, they're not popular. They want to be accepted into society. They want to be pretty, so they take to social media, and they look and study all of these people who has all these likes, who gets all these comments, who wear the best clothes, and they take that and try to do with what they're doing so that they can be relevant or they can be popular and everything like that. And I think that that's what the movie was trying to portray, that to let people know, okay, this is what kids are really going through. That's what they were trying to execute, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. I just feel that it should have been did a different way. I feel like, them using those young kids and how they use them, I didn't feel comfortable with that. And I don't have any kids, but if I did have a child, I don't care how much money they're getting paid, I would not let my child do no type of movie like that. Y'all, the movie is horrible. Like, it's bad. So if you haven't watched it, don't watch it. Like, please. Like, it's ridiculous. If you have seen the movie, please, please, please comment below and let me know what you think. I'm sure I left out some things. That was just like a snippet of the movie. So if it was some points in the movie that you thought were great, if there were some points in the movie that you thought were horrible, if I missed something, y'all comment below. Let me know. Because I really want to talk about these. Like, just the way the movie was made was just, it had me feeling uneasy. So, I don't know, y'all. It was just really weird. But anyway, y'all, please subscribe. Please ring the bell so you'll know when I post up a new video. And like I said, y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all thinking about the movie. Even if you haven't seen it, just for me talking about it, how do you feel about the movie? Leave me some comments below. Bye, y'all. Keep it bossy.